All right, welcome back. I'm Claudia. This is,
I'm Chris.
and welcome to Life Barbells and BS. So, our first one, it was fun.
It was.
Got a little long, but that's okay.
Yeah.
This one won't be as long. We're going to kind of make it short and sweet today. So,
Probably not.
we're going to try. I know. Well, you like to talk, so.
We'll do a speed round and time it. Here's a question. You got 30 seconds to give an answer.
I said 10.
So I guess I do like to talk.
You do.
Okay.
Okay, so as I was saying in the first one, we have people that have, I know I do get a lot of questions and whatnot, and people asking questions. So sometimes the questions that they ask, we can't hit each one because of the length of time it takes to answer, and then we tend to go off on a tangent, which doesn't help. So we're kind
a lot of information.
Yeah, it is.
There's no quick answers to this, especially when you have a million people online telling lies and trying to sell.
Yeah, I was going to say, at first I thought you were going to say a million people watching, but we don't have that.
See, that's how everybody knows they can trust us, because we're not selling you a product.
No, we're not.
Carbs are bad, and we have this pill that if you do eat carbs, it'll kill them.
And it'll make you skinny.
Yeah.
And give you muscle.
No such thing as a fat burner. That's a bonus that we gave you today.
Yeah.
If anybody tries to sell you a fat burner, they're lying to you. Ooh, that could cause problems.
Yeah. Okay. So, so I just wanted to kind of touch base. So, the first one we had kind of talked about was before and after pics, and how if you're kind of following a plan and you're doing exactly what the person on social media says that they're doing, and that was the first topic that we had talked about in our other podcast. So this time I had gotten asked how I find motivation to stay on a fitness journey long term, and what helped me realize it's a way of life rather than a short-term goal. 30 seconds and go.
No, this put me on the spot. I don't do anything in 30 seconds. That's another episode.
Oh, God.
What?
Never mind.
See?
Okay. All right. I don't have motivation. I don't know about you, but I don't have motivation. No.
What?
I don't.
Yo.
I'm not motivated. I seriously, in all honesty, I have discipline.
Yeah.
I have discipline. But my motivation doesn't hit until I'm about 10 minutes into my workout.
Right.
It's
Motivation's short term. It'll kind of carry you through, get you started. Or it'll rekindle things every now and then, but it's short-lived. It doesn't sustain it.
I mean, there's many times that I go that I'm like, God, I don't want to do this today. I don't feel like working out today. I probably say that at least 4 days out of the week, but I do it anyway because I'm disciplined enough to do it. And it was never a short-term goal with me, because I tend to look at things down the line. I don't look at something just at like the end of my face, like the end of my nose. I just like, okay, I want to reach here. I want this.
Yeah.
You understand? So, and so every time I train, that's what when I'm training, in the midst of training, that's what I'm thinking about is, what I'm trying to reach, what goal I'm trying to get to. And so it's never been short term for me.
Yeah, I think that's sometimes because it's been a lifestyle for us for so long. Sometimes it's even it's hard for us to relate to that mindset.
I have forgotten what it's like to be new. I'll be
Yeah.
honest. I have. And I've told this to clients. I said, I don't remember what it's like to be new with this.
But we understand.
Yeah.
Because it's that, because where someone else might struggle with making it a lifestyle and finding the motivation and the discipline to sustain it long term, we're more wired. Well, I won't say we, because you may or may not be like this. I'm so goal oriented that I'm constantly looking out there, which makes it harder for me sometimes to be in the moment. Because I can, it's being in the moment with your family or being in the moment, and I'm like, okay, I'm in the moment, but I'm working this tomorrow in the gym, and the bodybuilding show's coming up in September, and this is what's happening after that, or, all the way down to, can I still be doing this when I'm 75? It's like that. So we're so long-term goal-oriented so it's finding that balance. And I think there's some strategies, that help me, but I'll let you.
Strategies that help you get, to the point of actually getting started and sticking with it?
Yeah. Well,
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I think everybody, when everybody starts, they say either I want to lose X amount of weight, or they see somebody that they say, I'd like to have that body, or I'd like to, like we talked about last time, I want to run an Ironman triathlon or the Boston Marathon, or I want to compete in a bodybuilding show, or whatever the case may be. So there's that initial excitement that goes with that. And so we pump all our energy into going and researching and reading and watching videos and staying on YouTube, and that's that motivation that we get. But then fast forward 7 days, 10 days, 14 days in, when you've been working out and your body's sore, you're hurting, something that you weren't expecting comes up in your life that throws you off or whatever. I'll give one example of what helps me, and then you give one example, if you have one. So one of the things that I've been doing for a long time, in the last, is it episode?
Yes.
Episode. Sounds like a sitcom. The last episode we talked about, I just lost my train of thought.
What helps you?
Oh, about how early I get up in the morning to work out. And maybe the military had something to do with this, but I've been getting up early since I was 18 years old. But what I found is that is the most valuable time of my day. It's like when I'm up and I know that most of the world is still sleeping. It's like that idea, and I don't know if you've heard this, whereas you win the morning, you win the day. So if you show me somebody who sleeps, let's just, for example, if I have to be at work at 8 o'clock in the morning, if you show me somebody that sleeps until 7, hits the snooze button one time and they get up at 7:10, they rush to the shower, throw something down their throat just to get something in their body, rushes to the car, beats traffic, and gets to work at 7:59, I'll show you somebody that loses their day every time. They're going to be stressed. They're going to be caught off guard. They're not going to be centered. They're not going to be focused. They're going to be chasing their tail the rest of the day. So for me, that setting your clock an hour earlier, get up, and so for me, working out in the morning is peaceful. So for everybody, it's not the same. You don't have to work out in the morning. But taking the time to spend some time getting your thoughts together, preparing yourself mentally, and that's that time. So if you're looking at your long-term goals, whatever those goals may be, that's that time the time of the day to refocus on those goals, to remind yourself what those goals are, take some time to breathe, be quiet, focus, get centered, not be rushed. And that's where you find that helps you with that discipline long term. That's my, that was just a quote. It didn't come from me. A long time ago, somebody said, if you win the morning, you win the day. And if you win the morning every day, you win your month, you win your year. that helps.
Okay.
It reminds me. I remind myself every morning what the purpose is for that day. What do I need to accomplish in order to reach that goal long term?
Got it. Okay.
One strategy. What's yours?
Well, unlike you, I'm not an early morning person. Early morning, like what you do. I can do it.
Well, it doesn't have to be that early.
Right. And I've done it, working out 4:30, 5 o'clock, 5:30 in the morning, whatever the case is. I'm strongest. I'm more of a night owl, believe it or not. So I'm best at night. I don't know why. I've had my best workouts after 9:30, 10 o'clock at night. So, and that's why a lot of times, like, especially weekends, that's where I'm at. I'm at the gym, and most people aren't there. So it's just me, it's my music, it's the weights, and that's my happy place. It's my therapy. I get a great workout. I have to actually talk myself into leaving. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm so into it. I'm so in the moment. But
It's the same concept.
yeah,
You just do it
flip.
at the opposite time.
Just flip, yeah. But also, how you said, how you mentioned, you think down the line. So when I'm training, and I have a lot of thoughts, I kind of go, I guess that's how a woman's mind works. We kind of think about everything. And I'm thinking about, like you said, my next competition coming up, possibly maybe June. My next competition coming up, I want to be my best self on stage, okay? So that's going through my head during my training. If I want to be the strongest, healthiest person for my son, that's going through my head during my training. I'm trying to build myself to be better in my mind, to be that image that I have in my head as to what the goal I'm trying to reach. That also is going through my mind. So it's like, all these different things. And it's like all these different avenues of things that I'm trying to grasp while I'm training. And even though it seems like it's haphazard, it keeps me grounded. Does that make sense? So, but when I started, and I do remember when I started, but when I started working out, it was such a high for me. Like when I first got into it, I was always in athletics. I was in dance. I was a gymnast for a long time, and field hockey and lacrosse and all that. So when I hit the gym, like when I was 19 years old, and when I hit the gym, I found it. I'm like, this is it. This is what I've been looking for. And I never looked back. And it's not for everybody. It's not, okay, there's people that swim laps in a pool for exercise.
Yeah.
To me, that bores me to tears.
Right.
And I can't do it.
Great exercise, though.
It's great. Oh, it's phenomenal. Same with running for miles and miles, like doing a marathon. Me personally, I can't wrap my head around it to keep myself focused long enough to do that. I'm not built to be, and here's the thing, I guess I could be. I could train to be a marathon runner, but I'm built more in like the power,
Yeah.
and, I have the stamina, the endurance for that, but I can't wrap my head around, like, what do they think about for 26 miles? What do they think about? My head's going.
Yeah.
So, but being in the weight room, for me personally, it keeps me grounded. It keeps me, I don't know. So it was never, if you struggle through it, I think, if it's something that people struggle through and they really don't enjoy it, maybe that's not what they enjoy doing. You know what I mean? You can't force it on yourself.
Right. But it needs to be something
something keep you physical, like something movement.
It can be yoga. It can be whatever, look, like we said, we have to be careful not to say you need to get in the gym and put as much weight on there. Strength training is obviously the benefits are enormous. But
Right.
if somebody says, movement, flexibility,
The human body was not
mobility,
meant to be sedentary.
right,
Yeah.
all those things. But the funny thing is, how you look on social media all the time and these motivational things, find your why.
Yeah.
You see that all the time?
Yeah.
Identify your why. I find that kind of funny. When any of us set a goal, we know the why in the beginning. We don't have to find it. We know why we want to do a bodybuilding show. We know why we want to run the Boston Marathon. We know why we want to lose 50 pounds. Because in the very beginning, we can say, I have children. I want to be around when they get married and have children and they have children, whatever we know the why. You don't have to find it. The problem is our self-talk. So we know our why in the beginning, and all of a sudden, the self-talk says, this hurts. I'm tired.
Or I'm bored.
Right. I'm bored. I'm tired. This hurts.
This is taking
I'm
too
sore.
long. I'm not seeing results.
It takes too long.
Yeah.
I'm not seeing progress. I don't have the time. My work is too demanding. My spouse isn't supportive, which that'll be
Another topic.
That's another topic for
Yeah.
another day. So that self-talk drowns out the original why.
Yeah, it does.
And so that's the challenge is to every day remind ourselves of the why.
Yes.
And that's self-talk. Self-talk will kill you. Negative self-talk.
Yeah. I don't know. For me, it was never, like I said before, the motivation's not there every day.
No.
It's really not.
This is another new thing. No, it's not new because it's not some new concept. But Ed Milet is? He's one of the top podcasters in the world.
Okay.
Extremely successful guy. Love him to death. He's awesome. But he has this strategy where he splits each day into 3 days. So his days go from 6 to 12, 12 to 6, and 6 to whatever. So the first part of his day, he always does the things he doesn't want to do first. He has this thing, do the hard things first. So he gets all those out of the way, and then the second segment of the day he does this, and the third segment of the day he spends time with family or whatever. So the way he puts it is everybody else gets 7 days in a week. He gets 21.
Okay.
Right? He says, I win. I beat you every time because he's that regimented about that schedule. But even if you don't want to do that, there's tremendous value in waking up every day and you've got your to-do list and knocking out the things you don't want to do first. Get them done, get them out of the way, attack it. It gives you that sense of accomplishment right out of the gate. So within the first 2 hours of the day, you're going, I just did the thing that I don't like to do the most. It's done. I accomplished that, and everything else gets easier. Yeah. That's another strategy.
And that, and not for nothing, but I've even done that on certain days if I've had to work out in the bird chirping hours of the morning. That's my thought is, okay, I wasn't feeling it this morning, but it's done.
Everybody's doing the cold plunge. I even bought the thing.
You did. Did you
still,
do it?
No, it's still sitting there.
So you never did it.
Because I make excuses just like everybody else. So the excuse now is it needs to go outside on the porch.
And you're going to wait for 100-degree weather.
No.
Okay.
This is a valid. The pollen is so bad that it's really pretty and it's new. And if I take it outside, it's black. It's just the pollen's gonna get it. It's gonna be nasty. I'm gonna be taking a cold plunge in pollen. That's a really bad excuse. But
it's in your house.
Yeah, but I can't fill it up in my house.
Okay.
Yeah, because you have to drain it. But anyway.
You can't run the hose from it?
I could, but I don't.
Okay.
anyway, I'm making excuses as to why not to do it because it's extremely painful. It's hard, but that's why people are doing it. So that got all these health benefits of the cold plunge. I get it, dopamine release and all. But the number one benefit of the cold plunge is doing something extremely hard.
Yeah.
It hurts, and that's why people will tell you when they sit there and they make it that 3 minutes and they come out of it, there's this massive sense of accomplishment. That's doing hard things.
Okay.
It's a strategy. I'm telling you, it works. And in my mind,
Um,
Because I'm competitive, I would do it just to prove a point. Would I enjoy it
and
now?
even though it can be 100 degrees outside and you're freezing, and now you're going to get into ice cold water.
What did you call me? Snake?
A snake, cold-blooded.
Cold-blooded snake.
Yeah.
I am, yeah. It doesn't take much. But, I don't know. I think we kind of answered that in a sense, but
Yeah, it's training your mind.
it is.
That's-
It's not, yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Look, it's kind of more or less how bad you want it.
Yeah, I know that sounds
This sounds cliche, but
cliche and simplified, oversimplified. Yeah, that's easy for you guys to say.
no, it's not.
But it's not always easy for us to say. We deal with the same crap that everybody else does on a daily basis. Every day there's something that says, I don't want to.
Yeah.
But there's something stronger that says, if I don't, then this will be the result. This will be the consequences of me making the decision not to do this thing that I know I need to do.
And not doing it long term. So my thing also is my fear of losing everything I've worked so hard for over the past 32 years or whatever. Like I worked so hard to get where I'm at. And if I stop, or if I don't do it as often, or if I start to do the backward slide, my fear is to lose a lot of, and because I'm a hard gainer to begin with, so that makes it even worse. So,
You lose it a lot quicker than you gained it.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and that would be
Devastating.
mentally devastating for me.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if we really answered that question. I mean, we're just basing it off of personal experience,
I think we did.
Well, I mean, we can't give an answer as to how they can stay motivated themselves. I can't answer that. That's like I said. It's just it's got to be something you want to do. You got to set a goal and say, okay, I want this. And even when obstacles happen in life, I'm still going to make sure that I hit or plow like a train through and hit that goal.
Right.
And that's what I've done. Look, like I said in the first time, podcast, I worked law enforcement. I worked rotating shifts. I was a single mom, and I still made it to the gym. And my son was at babysitters. I was getting off work at 6:30 in the morning, and so I didn't wake him up or the babysitter at 6:30 in the morning. If I got off shift on time, I would hit the gym and stay there for 2 hours until at least 8:30. So by the time I picked my son up at 8, 8:45, 9 o'clock, they got to sleep in a little bit and whatnot. And I'm talking working night shift. So, and was I exhausted working 12 hours and then hitting the gym? Absolutely. Did I feel like it? Absolutely not. Did I do it? Yes.
Right.
And I did it also because my first thought is, again, in law enforcement, I did not believe in being an unfit cop. I didn't want to have the reason of being unfit as the reason why somebody took me down.
Right.
So, like, if I'm going to go down, I'm going down with a fight, and it's going to be a hard fight. And I didn't want to be that stereotypical unfit female cop kind of thing. Not saying that that's all what's out there, but there's probably more out there than there should be.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of great officers, There's a lot of fit officers. I get it. But anyway, I'm not going down that road. But anyway, but I did it. I still had a goal. And as hard as it was, and trust me when I tell you, it was difficult working rotating shifts and being a single parent. And I had, I didn't have people to rely on in that regard. So I still did it.
Right.
So.
I have one more thing.
Go ahead.
If it's okay. Can I have your permission?
You may.
Say one more thing. I know you say I like to talk, but this
You
is
do.
just this is a unsolicited advice for whoever needs to hear this.
Okay.
And this is my age coming through a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
This is old school stuff. Sometimes, not all the time, we live in this world where we feel like our followers or that everybody needs to see everything that we do on a daily basis. They need to see my breakfast, my lunch, my dinner, my shakes. They need to see my workout. They need to see my progress and the word that, and I'm old, I got it, my journey. Mm-hmm. My journey. I got it. It's a journey. Nothing wrong with that. That's not what I'm saying. Find value into hiding yourself away, getting to work, doing the work, and then re-emerging on the backside of that and showing people what you've done. Here's an example. When I wake up every day and I go to the gym, and look, this is really gonna tick some people off. If I cannot imagine one workout where between sets I set up a tripod,
Oh, boy.
readjusted my phone,
Whoa, boy.
got a good shot to create content, when in reality, so the people on social media sees this so-called really intense workout. Now, I know a couple of people, they're killing it and working out, and they got the tripod and the intensity. Most people, I see the tripod, I see the perception of intense workout on Instagram, but that's not the reality in the gym.
No, I've seen that too.
Right.
Yeah. I've seen it where it's been, the weight stack has been
Right.
cut out of and yeah.
Right. So my point is, when you're going to the gym and you're training, I have a goal to accomplish this. You're going to work. So training intensity is very, very, that is one of those things we'll talk about in the future. That is one of those pieces of the puzzle that have to be there. Mm-hmm. I cannot be as intense as I need to be for the most part. There are some people who are. When I'm concerned about getting the right shot and the right angle and the right clothes and the right shoes and the right this for Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, whatever.
Yes, I agree.
Right. So there's some examples of that. When I go to work and I put in the work behind the scenes, I have two specific people in mind. One is somebody who they kind of disappeared for a while. Mm-hmm. When they were in the gym prior, they were in shape and they had muscle, and then they kind of, I haven't seen them in a while. They reemerged back on the scene like, whoa, that was a huge transformation. This person goes from a gym goer, mm-hmm. massive transformation, and on the back end, now they are a personal trainer and they're killing it, but you didn't see the in-between. You see the content on social media now mm-hmm. with the results, right? Mm-hmm. Nothing wrong with that, because we know that now they are working out hard and intense and they're killing it on a daily basis and they're getting bits and pieces of their workout. Mm-hmm. On the flip side of that is the person who has been creating daily content for an extended period of time with the perception that they have discipline, that the perception that they're locked in on their diet, the perception that they're working out with that intensity, and zero change in their physique over the course of 12 to 18 months. Mm-hmm. So I'm more concerned with the content and my followers than I am showing that I have the discipline to achieve the next level in fitness or whatever. Again, that's my personal old school.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go to work. Hide yourself away. Go to work. Come out the other side and let everybody go, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's some people can use social media to hold them accountable because once you put it out there,
it's there.
It's there.
And it doesn't go away.
Yeah. I'm going to do a bodybuilding show, and you're documenting. One day you show up, oh, not going to do it. I mean, ultimately, nobody cares, but it kind of stings a little bit.
Okay.
I was there. Happened to me last year. Yeah. Anyway.
That's why I never post that.
I know.
I don't ever post if I'm doing a show.
You're too private.
Yeah. Well.
We're out there now.
Oh yeah, not on mine. Yeah. Okay. Another question.
All right.
Well, one more, and we've just got a few minutes.
Okay, we'll do this one quick.
Quick.
You think that's?
Can we?
You answer it. I'm just going to listen. I'm going to learn. I'm going to listen and learn.
Okay. Okay.
But can I say? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, you can. No, you can answer.
I was just kidding.
You can answer.
No, I'm not.
No, I want you to. So, what do you personally do when you feel burnt out or in a slump? Well, we kind of answered this a little bit already. Okay, so I was burnt out not too long ago. I mean, it was kind of, I don't know why. I think kind of, just things kind of come to a head sometimes, between work and, nothing bad at home or anything like that. It's just, but, it's just your daily routine at home, your everyday stuff, taking care of like, your meal prepping and, I got laundry I got to do. I got house cleaning I got to do. I got a yard I got to take care of. This is all your stuff you got to do on the regular. Aside from going to work however many hours during the day and then keeping up with your workouts. And I just kind of felt like I was spinning my wheels and I really wasn't going anywhere. And I had to back away a little bit. Now for me, a slump, some people back away, they take like a good week or so off and kind of do a reset. Yeah. I haven't done a reset like that. I used to do it twice a year. I used to do a forced reset years ago. And I don't know why, but I always did it in the spring, and then I did it again in the fall. And it was great. I don't know why I got away from doing that, but it was great. Like my workouts were better. And I did it about a week, 5 days, sometimes 7, but usually at least 5 days where I just gave myself some time and to regroup mentally. And I kind of got away from that. And now I give myself like just a few days, 2 or 3 days. And that's usually enough now. But I don't know. Just maybe that's about it. Just kind of do something off kilter. Something that I don't normally do. Kind of get away from the gym, get away from household stuff. I've taken days off from work. I've taken a few days off from work just to kind of get away from the norm of that because I need a mental break. Because especially in our line of work, we wear many hats. So with that...
What are you talking about?
You left one on. But we do. I mean, we wear a lot of hats. So because of that, I needed to just break away. And like at least, usually it never feels enough, but it usually at least about 3 days or so. And then I'm like, okay, I'm good. I can get back into it now.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I think there's this delicate balance. I think sometimes with health, fitness, working out, all those things, number one, you have to learn how to listen to your body. Sometimes your body will tell you, I don't need a long break, but this pushing, I have to work out every day, or I've got this schedule that I have to stay on and I can't miss. Sometimes your body will tell you, hey, I'm done.
Yeah.
And again, you can get into central nervous system, and there's all kinds of things that go into this. And your body, if you learn how to listen to your body, it'll tell you, I need a break. Don't do anything. Go for a walk.
Yeah.
Whatever. But then there is that, then there's that mental, psychological, emotional, you're just drained for multiple reasons. And you need to separate yourself from multiple things. I think the number one is needed. It's valid that you need that. But if you want to use the word danger, the danger is you have to be very careful not to let that brief needed break
have you fall off a wagon?
turn into a 6-month break or a 3-month break. Because once I've been guilty of this. Sometimes there's this thing of me telling myself, especially as I get older, you just need to be normal. You need to do what normal people do. It's okay to, and you enjoy that. You enjoy sitting in a recliner and binge watching Netflix and eating chips and cookies, and then all of a sudden that turns into 2 days and 3 days and a week, and now that's not a valid. Now you've got to start all over again,
right.
And it hurts again. But it's definitely needed. You just have to be the discipline has to come back into play into that as well.
If you don't think you're disciplined enough to take a 5-day break, then don't. Then maybe take 2 days or 3 days, right. And then jump back into your routine.
Yeah.
I was disciplined enough. Like I said, when I did it years ago, I was disciplined enough that I knew I could take a week, and then come the end of that week, I was itching to get back into it. So I was okay to do it, and even twice a year. And even now I'm a little bit more OCD with my training, as far as like I'm afraid to, like you said, it gets into that where you're like, gosh, I can't miss that workout, I can't miss this, I can't miss that. You feel like. So when I take a break, I feel bad, in a sense, not bad, like I feel like crap. But yeah, I'm all for it. Take a break. Take a couple of days and relax. Go do something you don't normally do. I'm all for that. Just don't make it. If you don't think that you can handle doing it for more than a few days without falling off the wagon, don't. Yeah. Especially if you're new to training, and if you're not really hooked into it enough. People that are new to it, they have a higher chance of falling off and not coming back.
Yes.
So if you have been in the game for, a good year and a half, 18 months, 2 years, 3 years, whatever, and you've been really disciplined and regimented, and you're killing it, absolutely, take some time. Yeah. Do a little bit of a reset. Nothing wrong with that. So, okay, so we're going to wrap this one up.
I think we did better. Maybe.
Yeah, you did very good. So,
just shut up and listen.
No. Anyway, okay, so we do have other questions that have come in, again, other topics, and we'll touch base on that stuff next go round, and I hope you guys are enjoying this. If there's anything you want to talk about, send us a DM or a comment or something. Go good, bad, or indifferent. It's fine. Do you have anything to add before we wrap it up? To tell them I have a good night and
Thank Manny. That's
we
gonna
love
be our
Manny.
thing. That's gonna be our thing. We're gonna thank Manny.
We love
every
Manny.
time.
And again, shout out to Southern Oaks for allowing us to be here. And
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah,
It's
this place is great.
beautiful place.
Yeah. You know, I was here for a wedding. It was great. The setup was awesome.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, that's it for tonight, and I hope you all have a great night. And we look forward to hit like, share it, follow us, all that stuff, and we'll be touching base with you all soon. Have a good night.
Night.